I don't go for anything, like anything, and it's so annoying. What's up YouTube, it's Kira here and we are back with another video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kirarai, and if you're returning, then welcome back. So first things first, before I even start talking, we have a new intro. It's a new year. I am stepping into bigger things and trying to manifest bigger things for myself in this new year. So I was like, you know what, we're gonna revamp YouTube, like we're gonna spice it up a little bit. So we have a new intro. I hope you guys like it. It's a new year and I wanted to come on here and talk about things that I've learned in 2021 and what I am bringing into the new year and my New Year's resolutions. So before I start talking about all of that, this year for me, I'm trying to make it all about reinvention and focus and positivity and determination and blocking out all distractions. So that is one reason why we have a new intro, because I'm just wanting to just kind of redo everything, redo me kind of thing. Not that I don't like myself, but I am at a point where I'm just trying to focus on me and really grow into the person that God has made me to be. Yeah, there's a new Kira in town and you guys better watch out. This was gonna be a makeup video, but I don't really feel like doing my makeup right now. I kid you not, I literally just rolled out of bed like 20 minutes ago and I had a meeting, so I just, you know, But makeup videos are coming. I will tell you guys my plan for YouTube, just kind of the structure that I want to carry out this year. I will tell you guys all of that at the end of this video. But it's a new year, we're gonna start fresh. Y'all are gonna see this face. Okay. All right, so let's get into these things. I don't have very many. I will be looking off to the side a little bit because I have some notes written down on my computer. Starting with number one, and this is probably the biggest thing that had an impact on my year last year. And this is probably what made it really hard. Like, it's letting things go. Let things go, y'all. Let them go, let them go, let them go. Y'all, I was, okay, y'all, it's gone. I was that kind of person who I felt like every single thing that happened to me, I had to take on and like put it in my backpack and just carry with me on, like, wherever I went. And so every new day, each new month, like each new year, like years and years of things that have happened to me or said to me, I never let go. And it hurt, like it hurt me so much. And if it is something that you can avoid, then do it. That, of course, that is easier said than done. I noticed that carrying so much, it began to affect my relationships with people. And I'm not just talking about romantically, but like, say if there was an old friend and I wanted to like move forward in the friendship, or just really learn how to forgive someone. Like I literally was not capable of doing that. Now I was, you know, I'm that person who's like, I'm always going to be cordial with you because I don't like beef. I don't like being in uncomfortable situations with people, especially people that I love and care about. But I never truly forgave them, or I did, to where, you know, I was open to having a new friendship with them. But it was always like, remember this, remember this, remember this kind of thing. And then when I would enter into something with someone else, I would make sure, or friendships, whatever, I would make sure that they knew these things about me, make sure that, you know, they knew that these things were said to me, that this is what I experienced growing up, or this is what I experienced at my old school, or just anything like that, or in an old friend group. And that was it was so detrimental to me because I very much put myself in a defeated mindset before I even gave myself the chance to win. And walking into something with a defeated mindset is probably one of the worst things that you can do for yourself. Definitely the worst thing for me because my mind and like mental health is already kind of like shaky. So when I would just walk into something new, whether it be a relationship, a friendship, a new like institution, you know, whatever it was, like I was already like, I'm not gonna like it here, or like, I'm gonna mess this up, or something's gonna happen to where la la la. And it was like I was just waiting for the moment to happen. And then once it did happen, you know, something messed up, I wasn't able to move on from it and really heal. So my biggest piece of advice for that is like, when something happens to you, and I'm talking to myself as well, like when something happens to you, or something is said to you, something doesn't go your way, whatever it is, like, do what you need to do to heal in that moment, whether it looks like isolating yourself, like drawing back from a lot of things, and you know, if you need to cry, whatever, if you need to go to a tantrum room and break some plates, whatever it is, do what you need to do in that moment to heal. That way, when you enter into whatever is to come next, you can enter into it with an open heart. The biggest thing that I learned is just like, you gotta do what you need to do to heal. Like, you come first. At the end of the day, and it took me years. It has taken me so many years to understand that. I was so like, I just did not put myself first, and putting yourself first is so important. With that being said, you need, like, it is so important for you, and it's so important for me now to do what I need in order for me to be okay. And just to put myself first, and carrying things with me is not the way to go, and continuing to remind myself of my past, or like things that have happened to me, and making sure other people know that, like, that's not helping. Just because this is what I experienced or what you experienced doesn't mean that has to be your future. Doesn't necessarily mean that that's what I have to become, and I have to keep that kind of thing going. That's how generational curses form, and how things just continue to be passed out and passed down, because nothing is ever let go of, and no one is truly healed. It just keeps going down the line. And I'm telling y'all right now, Kiki, me, I'm breaking those generational curses, okay? There's no way I will be bringing those things into my family. At least I pray that I won't, because, you know, I do want a family one day. So that's number one. You know, like in Frozen, when Elsa's singing Let It Go? Let it go. She sung it for a reason. Moving on to number two, and that's go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. I am that kind of person, and I'm trying not to be this kind of person anymore, but I don't want to say I'm a control freak, but I very much like things to be like, this is what I'm doing, okay, and then I know that this is what I want to do next, and then this is what I want to do next. Versus, I guess, being, you know, spontaneous and being like, okay, well, let's do this. So, and some situations are more extreme than others, but I am not a very risky person. Like, maybe in a dance class, if they say, oh, try this, and I'll be like, I've never tried it before, you know, like, I'll try it, like, I'll take the risk and try it. But in terms of like life, I'm not, and I like to think that I am. If I were my ideal self, I would be, but I'm not, and I don't like that. I do not like that about me, because at the end of the day, you will never get to know completely like what's gonna happen in your life, like how life is gonna turn out. Like, the only person that's gonna know that is God. So I wanna get out of that mindset of like, how can I control this? Like, what's something that I can say that will result in an outcome that will benefit me? Like, I wanna get out of that. Like, I just wanna live in the moment and just be and just do, and just, you know, like, if I want something, then like I'm gonna do everything that I can to try and get it. So I'm not someone who takes initiative, and again, it depends. It really depends on the situation. Like, specifically speaking about relationships, I don't go for anything. Like, anything, and it's so annoying. It's so annoying, and I really want to get out of it. I suck at speaking up for myself, and I want to get out of it. So I'm just like, go for it, Kira. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Like, if this is what you want to say, then that's what you want to say. Like, if this is what you want to do, that's what you want to do. If you want to go to Popeyes instead of Pizza Hut, then you tell them you want to go to Popeyes instead of Pizza Hut. And like, there's just so many things, and I think about like my past relationship, or like, you know, just past relationships in general, whether it be romantically or with people. Like, I just think of the possibilities and like the opportunities that like could have happened, or just like how things would have been if I had actually spoken up for myself. And not saying like, oh, I should have been confrontational and been like, no, but just been more me. Just have been more me, you know, and just getting out of my head. Would my story have looked different? Like, would I have ended up in the same place that I am today, or not? Like, what would have happened if I had done this or said this instead of just being quiet, kind of thing. So that kind of eats at me a lot, because I'm like, Kira, it could have been so different or something like that. But at the end of the day, I do know that I'm where I'm supposed to be, because I wouldn't be here if I wasn't supposed to be here. So, you know, at the end of the day, I am content and I'm happy with where I am, because if I hadn't, you know, then I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I wouldn't know the things that I know today, and I wouldn't be telling the things that I am telling you guys right now. I'm not satisfied with the way, like, kind of a lot of things in 2021 happened, but you know, it's for sure a learning opportunity, and I just pray that as I move forward into 2022 and the years to come, that like I just continue to remind myself of this and use it to level up and not bring me down. So that's that. The last big thing is just probably the biggest thing. And honestly, if I had done this in year 2021, I'm sure so many things would have turned out differently, but I didn't. So I'm changing that up for this year. But that last and final and most important thing that I learned in 2021 is to put God first in every single thing that I do from now on. Nothing, or at least in my life, nothing works if I try to control it myself. I mentioned before, we don't get to know how our life is gonna turn out. We don't get to know what things are gonna look like in the future, who we're gonna marry, how many kids we're gonna have, if we get married at all. Like, if I'm gonna end up in a corporate job, or if I'm gonna be dancing professionally. Like, I don't get to know any of it. And so because of that, why am I trying to control my life? Why am I trying to control how situations play out, or control, you know, who comes into my life and all this stuff? Like, it just, now that I think about it, it doesn't make sense why I try to have such like a grip on the steering wheel. But not a lot of things went wrong in 2021, but the things that did happen, they definitely happened because I did not let God have full control over it. Like, I wasn't praying as much, and I don't know, I just assumed that I had the situation under control, and I just pretty much, I prayed, but I mean, I definitely could have prayed more, kind of thing. I really do wonder what my life would look like, or how things would look if I had given God control. What would it look like? Like, I'm sure there would have been less tears, you know, less heartache, whatever, you know. I probably would have been healed and probably would have been able to let go of things so much quicker if I had done so. But no, I was just like putting on a face and assuming that, you know, everything was okay, and that I didn't need any help, that I would, you know, I'm like, I got myself into this, like, I'm gonna get myself out kind of thing, and just not allowing myself to lean on God. And I'm like, girl, like, he's there, like, he wants you to turn to him. But I don't know, I don't want to say that I pushed him away, but I definitely drifted away from him, and I did not like that. I knew I was so unbalanced, and I don't want to say that I didn't know who I was, but I mean, I pretty much didn't know who I was, and it was harder for me to have like confidence in myself in certain areas, and just, I don't know, just kind of be without second guessing myself. And it was all because I wasn't aligned. I wasn't aligned with God, and I wasn't aligned with who I was. And I know that any and everything in my life, like, the most important thing is God and my relationship with him, and making sure that I have a stable relationship with him. And because I didn't, I knew that I was unaligned. Like, I knew that I was not confident in myself because I wasn't confident in him. So that very much carried into every single thing: school, dance, relationships, like family, like just any YouTube, like every little thing. Like I felt like I couldn't be me because I was not in tune with the most important part of my life. And so we're not doing that again. Something that I posted on my Instagram yesterday, let's see if it's still there. It said, you're unhappy because you're not in alignment with who you are, not because of what anyone else is doing. That is so true. Like, it really spoke to me because I was like, Kira, like that was literally you in 2021. I knew it wasn't the people that made me unhappy because I'm like, I love my family. Like, I love this dude. Like, I love dance. You know, I love my sisters. I love my cousin. I love YouTube, but I'm just like, why? Like, what is it that's inside of me that's making me feel so unhappy, even though I'm surrounded by so many things that I love and by so many things that love me? And I just couldn't figure it out. And it wasn't until literally the end of last year when I actually started like refocusing my attention towards God and, you know, praying more and, you know, getting more into my studies and watching service and stuff, when I realized, I'm like, oh my gosh, Kira, like, girl, you're unhappy because you're not aligned with who you are, because you're not aligned with God. Like, girl, come on. When I figured that out, there was a moment when I was just like, I felt crushed. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh, because like, again, going back to things could have been so different if I knew this and if I didn't ignore God, kind of thing. So I feel like last year was the biggest wake-up call. Like, I've had slips here and there throughout the years, you know, where, you know, I drifted away from him, but then I came back, and I drifted away and I came back. But last year was probably the most lost I have ever felt in my relationship with him, which made it the biggest wake-up call for me. He comes first, and if people can't respect that, then bye-bye. Like, you clearly weren't meant to be in my life. Anyway, I know what I want for myself, and I am so determined to now really and truly step into the person that God has created me to be. So, reinvention, baby. It's a new year. It's a new me. 222s all around me, okay? I'm so incredibly happy, you guys, and like, I'm just happy. So, yeah. We're gonna get into my New Year's resolutions now. Number one is, of course, putting God first in everything that I do. Number two is being more consistent in YouTube, for sure. I definitely fell short over the summer, for sure, and last semester. But I mean, there are very good reasons as to why I was gone last semester. But anyway, I'm trying to be consistent the whole year. The whole year. Goal number three, resolution number three, is to speak up for myself. Kira, girl, take initiative. Go for it. Go for it. Resolution number four is to use every opportunity as a growing opportunity. I don't want to be stuck in my old ways and stuff like that. And I really do want to work on myself just as a human being and how I love. And in order for me to do that, I can't be so caught up in old ways that I used to think, or, you know, traditions or whatever it is. You know, I really do have to say, oh, okay, so how can I learn from this? How do I need to shift my perspective? That way, in the future, if this happens again, then I can approach it in a more mature way. That's number four. Number five is to be at peace. Moving on to number six is exhaust every option. I am going to make sure that I put in as much work as possible and have exhausted every option to mend whatever it is, to the point where it's like, I tried my hardest and someone will not be able to say that I did not try, because I did. So from there on, it's like, it's completely on them. It's completely on that person, because I did everything in my power to fight for you, or I did everything in my power to make sure that this event happened this exact way. So, like, you can't blame me. Like, you cannot blame me, because I did everything in my power. I literally exhausted every single option. So if we did not reach this goal, or if something did not happen, then it will be due to the lack of someone else. No one will ever, I want it to be where it's like, no one will ever be able to tell me that I didn't try, kind of thing. Because I did. I tried so hard. So that's what I mean by that. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Number 7, I have 2 more left. Number 7 is Call Those I Love More. And then number 8, and this is a big one, like this is gonna take a lot, but just be more positive about school. Specifically dance. My relationship with dance at this moment and dance at this school is just, it's really not the best. And you know, I have a year and a half left, like, and I don't want to ruin it just because of my own mindset kind of thing. And you know, I was talking to a friend a couple of weeks ago, but it's like, there's gonna be a day when I wish I was still an undergrad. Because once life, you know, I say right now that, oh, I'm ready to get out of here kind of thing, but like once life hits me, I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, I want to go back. So I want to make sure that I am really just living in the moment and not letting anything affect me too deeply to where I'm no longer happy where I am. Because again, I do have 3 semesters left, and not everything is bad. Like, not everything is bad, and it's so easy to focus on the bad. So my plan is to shift my perspective and talk more about the good things and, you know, what I enjoy about dance, what made me fall in love with dance in the first place kind of thing, and just kind of rediscover that for myself. So that's pretty much that. I don't really have anything else to talk about. So if you relate to any of the things that I mentioned throughout this video, like, please let me know. Like, we can definitely talk about it in the comments or whatever. If you want to know any more details about certain things, or like know exactly how I arrived to this point in my life, then just let me know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So with that being said, I am going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.